From the Virgil, a production of the A&A Media Group and Consider It Done Productions. Award-winning, aging, and awesome. Here are your hosts, Kai Sisson and Aaron Breen.
Hello and welcome to Aging and Awesome. Welcome to our live studio audience. Welcome to those of you joining us from home, and welcome to you, Breen.
Oh, well, thanks so much, boss. We have a lot to get to tonight, including tips on wellness. George finds out how we can identify healthy habits and expand on them. Plus, the trust masters are here to teach us how the distribution of assets works within a trust. And of course, we're going to take a spin in Kai's cab. But first, we're all used to thanking our veterans during the month of November, but we actually have a special thank you for a very special veteran tonight.
His name is Lieutenant Colonel Fred Masterson. He has just celebrated his 100th birthday, and boy does he have some great stories about the war and about how things have changed over the last 100 years.
And you know what? We sat down and talked a little bit just a few weeks ago.
Fred Masterson has lived a very full life. And the exciting part started when he entered the Air Force.
I was 19 when I enlisted, and by the time I got in, I was 20. And I wanted to fly.
And you did get to fly.
I did. I was very, very fortunate.
What's it like the first time you went up?
First time I went up, beautiful, beautiful.
Okay, but how about the first time you went up during the war, like on a mission?
That I always figured that I could get out of any situation as long as the airplane didn't blow up.
None of his planes blew up, and he flew everywhere.
But I flew Europe 30 missions, Australia, Hawaii, islands in between, New Zealand, Iwo, Guam. I wasn't in China and I wasn't in Maine, Russia. Everywhere else, you name the island or where it was, and I'll tell you, I probably was there.
He learned a lot, like why timing in the military has to be exact.
When I was in cadets flying, we flew a triangle mission, and I was proud of myself. I was there 1 minute early, and I was patting myself on the back, and he just chewed me out something awful. He says, I didn't tell you to get here at 11:59. I didn't tell you here to get here at 12:01. I told you to be here at 12 o'clock. I never forgot that, because when I flew on a brilliant airlift, that was very, very important. We took off regardless of the weather. We took off 3 minutes apart. You flew 3 minutes apart, 150 miles an hour, not 149, not 151, but 150. You knew who was in front of you and who was in back of you, and they were going to do the same thing.
He made a lot of memories, and he brought back a lot of stories.
I had some narrow ones, but we got hit a few times, and I got my heater shot out at 30,000 feet. And if you think it isn't cold up there, just go up. And I was so sick when I got on the ground. I had 10 blankets on my bed, and I put 9 of them on top of me and 1 underneath me, and I crawled into bed.
But it wasn't long before he was back up and flying. He was there for the end of the war.
And I was on Saipan Island when the war ended out there. That's in the Marshall Islands. And I was in Japan the day after the treaty was signed.
He came home safe and with medals for his courage.
How long were you in the military? How many years in?
23 years.
Fred has lived through more than a dozen presidents.
I've lived through 16 or 17 presidents, some good, some bad. I'd vote for 3 of them. That's it. The rest of them, they could go jump in a lake. It wouldn't bother me a bit.
He weathered the Big Depression.
The Depression changes people. You look at things today where people won't go to work, where they think they're in a depression, and they don't know what a depression is, really.
You see, Fred was part of a generation that approached hard times by helping each other out.
And I worked from time I was 5 years old. We had a truck farm, and we had an acre of ground or more, raised all our food, had 500 chickens.
Which taught him another important life lesson.
Nobody went hungry in the neighborhood as long as we had eggs. So everybody helped everybody else, I'll put it that way.
Lieutenant Colonel Fred Masterson has lived through a lot of history. He put his life on the line to fight for the freedoms we enjoy today. We see him as a hero, but that's not how he sees himself.
So I was very, very lucky, very, very fortunate. I really consider myself the luckiest guy in the world.
So again, thank you for your service, Fred, and for sharing such a colorful life.
Now don't change the channel, we have so much more still to come. Would you say you're healthy? George has a few ideas on to what healthy can mean for different people. And Tara from the Trust Masters is here to tell us about how the distribution of assets, how that works within a trust, and how to make sure that it is in order the way you want it to be. But first, we reconvene with Aaron Breen right after this short break from our community stakeholders.
I thought there was nothing people could do about scams until I found Better Business Bureau's Scam Tracker website. There, I learned about scams in my area.
I lost a lot of money.
And I shared my story, too. I was offered an online work-from-home job. I spent all this money on course training materials, but there was no job. So be careful.
Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome. Better Business Bureau. Start with trust.
Eden Home Health is Northern Nevada's highest-rated home health for quality of patient care. You have a choice. Ask your doctor for the best in-home health care, Eden Home Health. And Eden Hospice. The personalized care team at Eden Hospice is dedicated to focusing on your loved one's quality of life during a difficult time. Eden Hospice's mission is to ensure dignity for every patient. Find out how Eden Hospice can help your family by calling 841-6123.
Living at Lakeside Manor, an independent senior living community in the heart of Reno, means pleasure for the residents and peace of mind for their families. Rooms are available now, starting at $17.50 a month. Take a tour of Lakeside Manor today.
NV Legal Docs LLC, they are the Trust Masters, is a proud sponsor of Aging and Awesome, providing affordable wills, trusts, and estate planning document services. They are much different than your typical expensive law firm, offering flat fee pricing customized for each family. Having a trust is so important, and the NV Legal Docs team will explain at their no-cost, no-pressure seminar. Book your spot today and give them a call at 775-683-3100. Living trusts. Don't leave Earth without one.
Hello, and come on in. I am in shock. I was at the store the other day, and they wanted $8 for eggs. $8. What? I thought it was a lot to pay $9 for a pound of bacon to make BLTs for the kids a couple weeks ago. Now I see that's gone up from there. Way up. You can pay twice that, and the increase seriously has been in just a matter of weeks. But $8 for eggs. Okay, it was for 18 eggs, and yes, there were some for less, but of course, those were all sold out. Eggs have always been a kind of go-to to save money in this house, but not at those prices. I'm sure you noticed that the price of turkeys went up over Thanksgiving. Turkeys were twice as much this year. And they say that supplies were down, which probably didn't help, but $44 for a 20-pound bird? Wow. And we all paid it for the sake of tradition. But this is kind of getting old. I mean, I don't think that I've ever seen a single steak for sale for $36. $36 for one piece of meat. Well, I guess I haven't bought it in a while, but $7.99 for cornflakes seems really crazy. And you know what? The generic ones were only 50 cents cheaper. And something I feel like I deserve every single morning is about to become a little bit less in this house, and that's coffee. A bag of coffee lasts at least a month around here. But last time I bought it, a 2-pound bag was the same price. And this is just 1 pound. Now you can't find a single pound for very much less than that.
So let's see. Don't rely on eggs, don't make BLTs, don't even think about buying a steak, and steer away from the cereal. That's gonna save me money, all right. And it's time to cut down on the caffeine. Now, maybe that's a good thing because it'll save on my budget, and hopefully it'll help my blood pressure drop so I don't feel so outraged at the prices of everything else. For Aging and Awesome, I'm Erin Breen.
Reconvene with Erin Breen is presented by the Medicare Store. The Medicare Store offers free, unbiased personal Medicare advice. Visit theMedicareStore.com to find a location near you.
Life is story. Pages of amazing adventure and narrow escapes. Bold steps taken, races run, chapters on love and hard lessons and new beginnings. Your life, your legacy, our privilege to serve. Morningstar Senior Living.
I'm Tom McDonald, a reverse mortgage expert since 2002, now here in Reno. Perhaps you already have a long-term care policy and are not sure if it will provide what you expected, or you would just simply like more assurance. Many of my clients have a reverse mortgage to provide for health concerns later in life. Call me at 878-8887 to see if I can help you achieve peace of mind later in life.
I'm already on Medicare. Can I ignore all this mail? I keep hearing I can get more from my Medicare. How do I do that?
Reply hazy. Ask again.
This 8-ball's just as confused as everyone else.
You're not using that right. Give me that. Where can I get Medicare advice?
The Medicare Store.
Have you tried calling your neighbors at the Medicare Store? Find a location near you at themedicarestore.com.
Hablamos español.
Hi there, thanks so much for sticking around here on Aging and Awesome. We have a familiar face with us tonight, Tara Jorgensen with the Trust Masters. Tara, you know, you guys do trusts, and the importance of those cannot be stressed enough, because I'm sure you've seen families that come to you after the fact in trouble, and that's never a good conversation. My first question for you is about distributing assets, which is something families fight about. What does that look like when you have a trust?
So when you have a trust, you can come to Trust Masters and we sit down and talk with you for free for an hour. A lot of times, distributing assets in a trust is one of the most difficult decisions that people make. It's good to know that there's so many different options. So normally, typically what people do is distribute evenly to their children. So say they have 4 children, each child gets 25% of the residual asset of their trust when both of those spouses have passed away. But sometimes those choices are a lot more difficult, say if somebody doesn't have any children or if they have family disputes and things like that. So I've come here to talk tonight about the options that people have, and there's so many of them.
What does the wording look like in a trust typically? This is the house, this is the car, this is the...
That would be called per stirpes. That's the legal definition of per stirpes, means to distribute assets evenly among a group of people. But you can also distribute assets unevenly among a group of people. So say you had percentages, I'm going to give this person 50% and this person 20% and this person 30%. So that's an option as well. Also in trust, you can give away things that are valuable or sentimental to you through the trust document. And so that's actually listed in the language of the trust what those items might be. You can also give away a house to someone, which is really wonderful. If someone or if a couple passes away, that house is typically sold and distributed, but you can also give a house to someone. There's just so many options. Another important way that people distribute assets is to charity. That I think is a lovely thing. They can just say part of my estate would go to charity, and some people give their entire everything to charity.
The point is that it can be done in advance,
yes,
with your wishes, in writing, so there is no dispute on what you wanted. That's the point of the trust, right?
Exactly. So it's in writing, it's in legal documents and legal language, and it really does dispel family disputes and things like that. So having a trust is just so important.
When you have assets, when you have a house, when you have, or for everybody, but especially when you have assets to distribute.
Absolutely. If you own a home, you need a trust. Right. Otherwise, that trust could end up in probate court, and loved ones will have big trouble. So just make sure to get that done. I was going to mention that when people do give to charity, we do work closely with the Community Foundation of Northern Nevada, and they are wonderful, and they will take those monies that were given to charity and make sure that those monies are distributed to the charities, perhaps even over a number of years.
Wonderful.
So they do a great job with that.
Well, thank you so much, Tara, for coming on the show. If you'd like to reach out to the Trustmasters, you can do so by calling the number on your screen or visiting trustmasters.com.
Excellent.
Tara,
thank you, Kai.
Thank you.
Closed captioning for Aging and Awesome is brought to you by...
At Reno Eye Institute, you'll get the attention you deserve from a doctor who cares.
I came in to see Dr. Freeman at Reno Eye Institute because I was able to get in and see him right away, and that was very important to me. From the moment I met Dr. Freeman, I felt that he really cared about me. He cared about my eyes and cared about me as a person.
At Reno Eye Institute, our focus is you.
Now accepting new patients. Call Reno Eye Institute today at 451-7268.
Welcome back to Aging and Awesome. Today we're at the beautiful Donner Lake. And with me today we have Kayla, who's been on some of our other episodes, and we're going to talk about the identity of being healthy. So what is that, Kayla?
Well, so many times we identify with the things that we can't do, and it ends up limiting us. And we think about all of our ailments and the things that are limiting our ability to actually grow and meet our goals, especially our health goals. And when we can shift that narrative and actually identify with being or willing to be healthy, it can change everything for us and actually change our story and help us accomplish our goals even easier.
That's probably the biggest hurdle there is, to identify where you are mentally and telling yourself, no, I can't do this. But in all reality, if we can just take a little step forward to identify that. Does that make sense?
It's just like the 4-minute mile. Forever we thought that it was impossible and couldn't do it. And as soon as someone did it, then so many other people could do it. And it's all in our heads most of the time, is that we can't. And so we self-limit ourselves and identify with someone who can't. And as soon as we can shift that narrative in our head and decide that we can, or even be willing to try, it makes everything easier too.
So then hanging around, socializing with people who can and who do is a great way for someone who doesn't have the belief that they can, because like you say, the 4-minute mile, once that's done, people see it's done and they can move on and create their own 4-minute mile.
You truly are only as good as the people you surround yourself by.
Wow. Well, and out here, there's a lot of people who are very active and trying to stay healthy. So what we're trying to do is let you know that you're not the only one in the direction you're going, but if you believe in yourself, find people who are positive who can help drive you to whatever your goal may be. It may be walking the dog around the block. It may be out here swimming in beautiful Donner Lake.
Even just sitting outside in nature too can be so healing and help your mindset switch more into that positive place where you can identify the part of you that wants to be healthy, that desires to be healthy, and it's within everybody. Everyone has that ability and capability.
So you don't have to actually go out and do something physically strenuous. You can just come out here and sit on the dock or just sit in your backyard with a quiet, maybe soothing sounds, and just relax and think about what you need to do.
You know, the other analogy I like to talk about with people too is if you go to a party and you're trying to quit sugar, you're trying to take sugar out of your life to be healthier. If you go to a party and you say, if someone offers you a cupcake and you say, no, I'm trying to quit, or you could turn the narrative around and say, I don't eat sugar anymore, and identify as the person that no longer eats sugar. And when you have that narrative that you don't do that, or that you are striving and trying to achieve something better for yourself, it's easier to accomplish that goal.
Because if you say, I'm trying, that means you have an escape route.
Yeah,
that you can fall back very easily.
Mm-hmm.
When you say, I do not intake sugar anymore, it's a little bit harder to fall back.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the little tricks of trying to be healthy.
always identifying with where you want to be.
Well, thank you, Kayla. That was awesome, and it inspires me more to be a little more healthier. And thank you so much for coming on the show again, and hopefully we're going to see you soon again.
Thank you for having me.
You bet.
If you're 64 or 65 and newly eligible for Medicare, you only have a few months to enroll, or you may incur a late enrollment penalty. By understanding Medicare now, you'll have time to get a full picture of the choices that are right for you. Join experts from Senior Care Plus for a free ABCs of Medicare seminar to learn about Medicare and the options available to you. Sign up at seniorcareplus.com or call 775-982-3158 today.
Aging and Awesome is proudly presented by Sage Financial Advisors. Working to broaden your possibilities in retirement, Sage Financial Advisors wants you to discover the freedom that comes from working with their local and trusted team. They'll help you and your family navigate all aspects of your financial life. They're ready to help review your financial plan for retirement and offer options that empower you to make the best decisions for your financial future. So give them a call. Sage Financial Advisors. Secure your future wisely.
I'm already on Medicare. Can I ignore all this mail? I keep hearing I can get more from my Medicare. How do I do that?
Reply hazy. Ask again.
This 8-ball's just as confused as everyone else.
You're not using that right. Give me that. Where can I get Medicare advice?
The Medicare store.
Have you tried calling your neighbors at the Medicare store? Find a location near you at themedicarestore.com.
Hablamos español.
Aging and Awesome was created in 2019 to reach older people and their families in a memorable and engaging way, and we have done that time and time again. From the taping of this video, we've been on the air 130 episodes, 8 seasons, and 4 years, reaching people in their living rooms with the information they need to know and the resources, businesses, organizations that are there to help them in our community. There are 3 ways that Aging and Awesome really stands out for you and your business. The first way is that everything we do here is altruistic and authentic, and that is communicated in the way we present this show. It is we care about you, we care about your health and wellness, and the businesses that we feature also care about the health and well-being of older people. We're not trying to sell them something, we're trying to inform them, and that is communicated each and every week and is one of the reasons why this show continues to be produced. Second reason, the quality. That speaks for itself. Our production team at Consider It Done Productions spends countless hours making sure that the videography, the graphics are unbelievably professional, and every person that becomes a community stakeholder not only gets to be associated with the brand, but also gets a tangible takeaway video to use on your social media, to use for sales reasons, to use on your website, and that is truly invaluable over time. And the third reason, Aging and Awesome is a proven lead generator. We have had several companies that have signed up with us over and over and over again, and they wouldn't do it if they weren't seeing a return on their investment. What makes Aging and Awesome much different than another way to advertise is you have a trusted and respected known team of personalities that are communicating you and your services. We hear it all the time. Oh, so-and-so from Aging and Awesome told me to call you. It's a hot lead. It's a lead that comes with trust and a genuine interest in your services. So those 3 reasons, the authenticity of the show, the quality of the show, and the proven lead generator of the show for several years now, and several businesses that have seen a return, make Aging and Awesome a way to reach your audience in a unique and memorable way. And as we start season 9 here in 2023, I invite you to come along this journey. Our team is welcoming and excited to have you. Thank you for your time. Welcome back to Aging and Awesome. Oh my gosh, already at the end of the show, but some say that this is the best part. Like the gentleman in the back today, welcome, Mr. Bob.
How you doing, Kai?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good.
I love that, Bob. Wow, I'm so honored and thankful to have you in the cab today. you got an opportunity to win. You know the rules.
I know the rules.
Oh, let's hear them. What are they?
I can't remember.
Oh, I stumped him already. This is going to be a good cab. Get 3 out of 4 questions right today, Bob, and you're the winner. You ready to play?
Okay.
Here we go. Question number 1 for Trucker Bob. What popular Mexican dish literally translates as little donkey? Is it A, taco, B, tostada, C, burrito, or D, fajita?
I have to say burrito.
Burrito, is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Burrito is correct!
All right.
Is that an educated guess?
Educated guess.
I love to hear it, Bob. Good job. You got another one coming your way. Question number 2. What is hummus made of? Is it A, chickpeas, B, black beans, C, black-eyed peas, or D, kidney beans?
Black-eyed peas?
Hummus, black-eyed peas. Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Oh, Bob, it was chickpeas.
Oh.
No worries, Bob. You can get 1 wrong.
Okay.
You just got to get the next 2 right. Let's keep rolling here. Question number 3 for Bob. What 2 words were shortened to make Spam? Another food question here. A, separated parts of ham. B, spiced ham. C, spicy ham hocks. Or D, select parts mixed with ham.
C, spiced ham.
C, spiced ham. 2 words combined to make Spam. That is correct.
All right.
Good, good, good. You're hanging in there. Got to get 4th and final question correct. Here it is. What is the hardest rock on Earth? A, crystal, B, diamond, C, emerald, or D, slate?
B, diamond.
B, diamond for his 4th and final question, and he is correct.
All right.
Good job, Bob.
Thank you.
You done did it.
Yeah.
Bob, you were great. I love to give everybody an opportunity to say a couple things. You got 15 seconds of fame. What would you like to tell the world?
Let's just be work in peace.
Work in peace. I like that. That's simple, to the point, and very poignant for this crazy world we live in. Bob, thank you again, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you, Kai.
Kai's Cab is presented by Senior Care Plus, the only Nevada-based not-for-profit Medicare Advantage plan serving Washoe County and Carson City. Senior Care Plus, for the healthiest reasons.
Coming up next week on Aging and Awesome, it's the holidays when people helping people takes center stage. And next week, we'll show you how the Assistance League of Reno touches so many in this community every time you shop there. That's next weekend at 7 p.m. Saturday here on CBS in Northern Nevada. And we have some thank yous as usual. Thank you to Colin Ross, our music man. Thank you to the Virgil and to our live studio audience and to all of you at home for joining us.
And also, thank you to our stakeholders because we couldn't do this show without their support. Thank you to
the Trustmasters,
the Medicare Store, the Better Business Bureau,
Eden Home Health and Eden Hospice,
Tom McDonald, Mutual of Omaha Reverse Mortgages, Morningstar Senior Living of Sparks, Lakeside Manor,
Marsha Rambo with Realty One Group Eminence,
Reno Eye Institute, Sage Financial Advisors,
and Senior Care Plus. That's all we got for you tonight. Thank you so much. See you next week.